where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. Today, na Tuesday, October 28, 2025. We where they bring this edition come to you this Tuesday morning. Me, na to you, hello.
By 70%. Criminal officer, the crime officer and the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency, Matthew Jabahun Karim Bangahu say, and go take again the security sector go begin arrest and go place them where they sell kush na the country. And today inside the program Radio Democracy go look inside waiting go happen to drug abuse na salon and waiting we need for do as a nation for fight the drug problem.
Well, this plus further so them for inside this edition of the program Good Morning Salon, and remember say they listen we live on www.radiodemocracy.sl. From we partner radio station them, they get we live from Radio Shalom 89.5 na Dugu and Falaba District, on Radio Malen 88.5, Radio 1J11.8 na Pujon District, Radio Collinton 90.0 na Cambia, Radio Mua 105.5 na Kainlau, Vopad Radio na Watalo, Voice of Sando on 95.7 FM na Kono District, Voice of Karine na Kamakwe on 98.0, Voice of Maso na Pujon District, Jange Radio on 99.3 FM na Loawa Bond District, Advocacy Radio na Kutoko District, Radio Katbami on 106.7 na Tonkolimba, and at FM on 95.9 na Moyamba District. The program na Good Morning Salon, you can be part of them by where you go send your message or comment to the number 077-981-981, or you go now Radio Democracy Facebook page and be part of the program on different issues you'll get to look at inside this edition of the program Good Morning Salon.
Inside the program this morning we take the first issue according to the Chief Executive Officer for Camp David Rehabilitation Center, Mohammed David Kabase. The Kush Rehabilitation Center where it open a Kaningo Lomble na free tongue for support government for fight against Kush na the country. Mohammed David Kaba talk this in our interview with where he made talk about what he don't do for help change people them with the smoke Kush. Well, for more on this, make we join Josephine Freeman.
Camp David Rehab Center say
no more drugs.
Then we sell them,
Now they profit.
then we bring them.
Now they profit.
Me and you smoke and take them.
Now we losses.
We brother in the street, we smoke and take them.
Now we losses.
Camp David Center now the land of
You go sober.
This is-
Pass and you pick in a Camp David for a change of life.
Kush.
Push the public country.
That's not the voice of some Kush victim them. We don't go through rehabilitation at Camp David Rehab Center. And as you go away, say, government and private institution them, don't they create and implement policy, do community sensitization, and different projects them for fight this war. Make one Mohammed David Kaba open the Camp David Rehab Center for Kush victim them na the country. Where they talk to Radio Democracy, the Chief Executive Officer for Camp David Rehab Center, Mohammed David Kaba, talk about waiting inspire them for open this center.
So start this job since when me pikin we dey in drugs addicted. They work out outside, go pop. They go to outside, then go to police, they go to work out all kind of up like well. So one day at the dawn, at the sleep, I'm man talk to me see all this bobo. Put her in one place. Put her in one place. That's this. I know the do one. I know the do one. Let go, because you don't cause lots of trouble against me. You don't thief me. Don't thief inside you. So I have someone able to.
As you go agree, say government and private rehabilitation center don't they get challenge them for fet this kush. Make Mohammed David Kaba talk about the challenge them way then they get na this center.
You challenge them beaucoup. Imagine they come man they get the wrong dynasty. They don't live in the street. How many years for us there? Now God in grace. Not to know sabi. So you see, I get most of challenge number one here. Water, I not get water. Food business. I mean no more. And then with their family. Medical side. I mean no more with them people. I got me nurse. I got me 2 nurse who have been sickness come on and me into the foreign ground.
Same way so, Radio Democracy be talk to some kush victim them we don't benefit na the Camp David Rehab Center and na this them be get for sale.
Because when I first came at the facility, I was looking very weird and I was looking pale. You can tell from my physical morphology, my physical looks can tell that I'm indeed an addict. But when I came, I spent some few months at the rehab center. I started noticing some changes that are very drastic within my system and my body. And those people that are my family relatives, when they do come, they started to attest that indeed you are transforming, and even your facial looks and your body looks has changed and transformed. And so, to be very honest enough, I came looking very weird. But for now, and this present moment, I want to thank God for how I am looking.
Well, I feel good. I feel myself because where I've been come first, like I've been all lost confidence in myself. I not be able to talk. My bone then be at me. I be feel fatigue and all that in the day. But now I don't begin getting my confidence back. As you can see me while I talk to you, I watch you right inside your eye.
Okay. Because I see the good efforts where we see the good so with life is then I see, look at you now. How we sleep well, they eat well, we do with normal things, they do, we think well now. So you see, all of the great things I will thank you for.
Then kush victim they advise them company there for left for take kush and other harmful drug them as them say this not good for their health and go destroy their future tomorrow. Then same way so call on government and some sorry at body them for put more strength and help tap kush na the country. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Josephine Freeman, the report.
From that Kush reported the program Good Morning Salon, they continue, and as we don't start to look at the issue of Kush, as we know in our one bony and topical issue right now, Radio Democracy, and we yesterday edition, we don't get government side, and we they continue to get more people we believe forget the easy explanation for G as we for help government for know some of the good approach them where they for start with in handling the issue of push and other drug them we don't affect young people as this now a continued program at this time in line with the same issue we can look at the push from a civil society perspective and also the social implication we it gets if government not take swift intervention them. For to talk on this particular issue at this time we get 2 gentlemen between at the studio and I welcome Julius Spenser when I former Minister of Information and Communication. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr.
We also get Victor Lansanakoma, Executive Director, Health Alert, when I civil society organization with the Unwell Body Business. Good morning.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me this morning.
Okay, so CSO organization, when I Health Alert, now one way they work with government, also they can give recommendation, advocate, and also bring to government attention on side them we improve health facility they lack and we accompany the issue of push them point where they get for also get important role for play as a civil society organization we they on well body business we don't they continue for support government in the area of health. The reason we could get Victor Lansana where they can talk about waiting and think as a CSO and waiting will be some of the things that they will suggest or recommend where if government work on them it will get a headway. So the issue about push I start with you Victor Lansana. And one way not to aid in issue in all way and form it don't affect everybody and we don't see so many controversy we don't come out from everybody don't give them view and analysis as a CSO with the Unwell Body Business waiting will be your sincere starting point on making it known to we listen and view them who's how we get wrong where we reach to this stage.
Okay, thank you very much again. Basically as you rightly say Kush, as far as it concerned from our research, really does also say one of the most poisonous chemicals that we, whatever locally it's prepared or somehow imported in the country, is not good at all for the life of citizens. Well, of course, at this moment here, now the young people, they focus. Not to say actually not just young people, then they take them. Plenty big man, then they also be, then they take them as well. And some women then as well, then they take them. But then the young people just fancy them, they don't know the implication on their health And so over the time we see say then young people here don't be affected seriously with this condition because the thing get a lot of devastation on the life, on the health of their body within the consumer. And so again, a lot of that affects the way they go cause that the entire body to an extent that it even extend to the brain and damage the brain. So this is a very serious thing. But you know, over the time, we know up to this time as a country, that's one of the areas that we still get problem. We know this and look at situations and say, okay, let's get a think tank, let's get people them. Can we do research on this thing? Can we really put an idea? Let's put a thing, we'll go look at. Because this thing, the way it don't begin to go so, let's get some kind of studies, reports, where they tell you which are the dangers, which are the effects. Even though we don't begin to see the side effects that we don't begin to cause. But you know, okay, so don't say we abandon her or maybe we downplay on her, then until we see now, oh yes, lifestyle don't begin to come up. Particularly to wait something where it's informed now by a data, then that's the time we can begin to say, we begin to run helter-skelter, right? That's the other thing. Again, when we talk about emergency situations, some conditions like this now we talk to, it don't get to a point where, of course, yes, the president will don't declare state of emergency, but it's not the pronouncement that matter. Now, what it exactly they put in place? What are the systems? What are the structures? And again, the structures, yes, you go tell me the structures, then which is good. But then how effective are they working? Which they also enhance their effectiveness. Now, resources. So all of these things are the thing, now the mitigating factors that this way over the time from taking it, we can miss them at times.
So in your words, the strategy and approach you think from government not today in place?
No, like I tell you, so the strategy can be in place.
Okay.
The structures that can be in place. But what they are, notice that the engine where they make them work. Now resources, now commitment, right? I listen to the news just now where the drug enforcement agency. You go there, you ask them how strong are they, how actually effective are they working. They will tell you we don't even get vehicles for monitor, for patrol, for even surveillance and all of these things. So these are some of the challenges that we try to talk about now. So now if there would have been a research or there would have been a study where they really inform government for say, hey, government, this thing they will don't begin, so the angle at which way don't they go, if not step on immediately and do X, Y, Z, is going to be a problem. Not until when information don't begin to come up from here and there, we get the mayor your statement will come out in your figure 220 young people, then people begin to say but wait, now to this TRB. But then over the time, yes, we are losing people, we are losing young people, they were dying. But how many times we don't get that kind of data for able to inform the policy makers, the decision makers, for say that this angle for take, right? Then from that point now, how much resources is it going to cost us for combat this kind of thing? That's sometimes the challenge.
All right, and now the one of the drug them we get plenty we presently they around town, but most of the one that we the kill young man then are the kush. As civil society, we don't work at the health sector for a long time. You don't able to investigate for no waiting, you know, people they use for produce kush.
So again, the one that we don't actually do a research around the chemicals, but from the brief knowledge we get, I know the kush is made up of a lot of chemical substances we put together, and some of them they now import. They're not even there within this country. Now can't they count them? Okay, we don't hear several stories that way and they say some man they use the man bone and that kind of look at the prepared one and that kind of thing. But whatever it is here, these are dangerous drugs. They fall under the category of, as the pharmacy boss like they say, now DDA drugs, that is not dangerous drugs acts and then fall under where now prohibited drugs that they are not allowed in market even for sale. They are not allowed. But these drugs are coming in this country. Then you will be asked yourself, how are they coming? Which route will they use for making them come? Who do they count them? And all of these things. These are the things. But they are dangerous drugs that are prohibited because the use of them, I'm not going to even say the over excess use of them now. It causes big danger to the brain, to the heart, to a lot of part of the systems, right? And that exactly don't happen. I make most sense to see those who are really affected when they don't consume to a lot, they begin to destroy the organs then and the system within the body, right? Then they see now the person begin get swelling. Why? Because it don't go pack the liver don't destroy, the liver don't get any circulation any longer again, because what you eat, ideally, now the liver and the store machine and inside the body. But once it don't damage and everything we take now, it waste, it get excess of the all over the body. So it destroy it begin destroy other organs them, will also form part of the circulatory system. At the end of the day, what did happen? The body begin rotting because circulation they reach now them part that they get, especially their extremities, the foot them, the hand them, saw begin commodity and the likes. So this is the kind of danger with this thing at the cost on the lives of our young people.
All right. Now, the fight against push, plenty people recently this year say it don't mix with politics, because if you remember back, the mayor may pull a data, but the Ministry of Local Government the question then data then day. So you think say the fight against push somehow for mix with politics?
Completely no. So again, in my statement, you remember Health Alert will come out with a press statement. In fact, we on caption was Kush na a terrorist attack. Now a terrorist attack because now invisible people, you know they know them, you know they see them, but they are behind this, especially the supply chain. Now they the problem there. When the thing starts, we begin accuse the victims. You know, that was the one with the smoker. We forget to understand, say, they are just the sufferer, they are just the victims. What about those who are the perpetrators? When are then actually they bring this thing? So again, now a whole chain. But if we begin to ignore that, then we begin bring politics inside. We begin to look at, say, oh, now this policy or now this party and that kind of. That's why we stand clearly in our press release that it should be political, not to do it for politicized, because when push the affect. Well, nobody know you know if you actually say whether you're not APC or you're not SLPP or you're not whatever party, it is destroy. And push don't destroy across all political parties. Trust me. No party, not the way no will give evidence say one way or the other. My child, my son, or my elder, whoever it is, has not been affected by this push. So what is that the reason for start politicizing? Right? And that's the most unfortunate part of it, where as small thing happen, we begin attribute, oh, now they wire, now they do oh, now they wire, now they counter, and that kind. That's the unfortunate part. Our young people are dying. I think that should be our focus. That's where we begin the business now. It don't matter. Tomorrow, that same person who thinks say, it die tomorrow, if you leave, you will expect a vote from her. Right? You expect a vote. Then if you begin to say now, okay, now that wire, what if tomorrow, you don't even know, maybe now you get interest for vote for, you let you don't take a loss in life. What profit does it make? So that's why we totally condemn this fight for the political. We condemn anybody with the point figures, right? Again, the other thing we probably need to talk about right now, and I want to say that before I forget, now the stigmatization of even the victims them. Because that name self, now Kush boy, this is an push over is stigmatizing. I think we for begin to stop that angle there, right? We for begin to stop that. For begin to even label them, now kush for them. We already don't know now what that kush mean, and for begin to call them now kush boys that again stigmatizing. So for stop that.
Tolansana Koma, in the executive director health for Health Alert, where they talk from the CSO perspective on what they think about the issue of Kush. As today we dey continue for look at this topical issue where don't affect everybody direct or indirectly. For continue for talk on this issue also, we get Julius Spenser, former Minister of Information, and he can talk from the social perspective in terms of social implication if this whole issue is not looked into swiftly. Once more, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning and thank you.
So before we look at the social implication, we give you a general overview. What do you think has somebody way vast on issue them of such? What do you think generally about this? What will lead the country into this?
Within a national crisis.
Okay.
I think that the first thing that we will all for accept, this is not a national crisis. And not to today start. It don't they grow small over many years. It just be say this particular drug, it own effect so visible. Now it make we they take so much notice. But drug abuse don't they grown at this country over decades. All kind of drugs then they, where people then they use. From cocaine to heroin to ecstasy, tramadol, all kind of things. At some point, say, oh, my name in the sniff glue. all kind of thing and they do. So it don't reach a point now where, for me, and I think say until we all recognize that, we're not going for solve the problem.
Recognize what exactly?
Say we're in a national crisis.
Okay.
This not to just some small thing where, okay, go treat them also or arrest the one that with the supply. We're in a real national crisis. And me think say, waiting we for do now for treat and like how we deal with Ebola. National crisis.
But another view will say Ebola in your approach be totally different from this. You think that that same approach is applicable into this and it will work?
Okay, now what I mean by like how we deal with Ebola, we been get what you call national mobilization.
Okay.
Mobilize everybody. People then come on board. And I mean lead this large response to Ebola. Sludge gather journalists then say we self need for do something. Let we get involved. Different institutions, different organizations, all man realize say this thing, if we just sit down with left and give government, it go money we all. So everybody got involved. People then contribute money. Various commercial institutions then donate money. Sludge not be able to donate money because you know journalists they not get better couple. So we donate airtime. Space na newspapers, we do programs, etc. So now that kind of approach that they talk about, but it not just happen because people then say, okay, let's contribute.
Exactly.
We get some kind of national mobilization. The presidency need for lead the way. COVID self not been similar thing. Now the president provide the impetus and galvanize people then for support this faith. We need for get similar approach. This is not a politics so. Pan Ebola, when we've been they discuss the thing for Sludge for get involved, we tell the journalists and say, you see, this thing, if we not do so, we need for take personal interest in them because if we not do something, it go affect we self. The way Ebola been they go and with Kush now it affect families. I doubt if any girl and large family the way nobody not affected or somebody way sabi not affected. Why they cancel this morning? They the body laid on the road near Ministry of Social Welfare. So then they die. And now that make it so noticeable now. But the drug abuse problem, now major problem. And me not think say na just for take a law and order approach. If not been law and order now they solve the problem, America go down solve the drug problem. And not to just rehabilitation. You know, Bokutin and they will need for happen, and it not go happen unless we as a nation first recognize say we there in a state of national crisis, and we all for pay attention, and we all for do what we need for do in our own way for resolve the matter. Government can do it on their own, and not one institution not able for do them. Drug law enforcement agency or police not able for do it on their own. So we all need for come together. That I mean. General overview.
So, in terms of the national crisis and government taking the lead, looking at the coach right now, how some people don't personalize or politicize them, you think that the timing is right, even if government put such system and structure in place, people will comply?
Well, now make I say we all need to recognize it is a national crisis, not a government per se. And anybody where they say, now this government get the problem, then they miss the point. This drug abuse business don't start long ago. All kind of drugs don't in the system. You go some outside and with chilling. Me no know about chilling, but then young one and they go chilling. Then they take drugs. Prostitution, they on the rise. Young lady them. Now university all over the place. Now a lot of them depend on prostitution as a way of livelihood, whatever na the reason. And we can go through waiting the lead to USA done this so they like it today. Other countries they don't go through the same thing, and where you see reach the point where drug lord them don't see this country as a potential place for let them make money, you don't know. You know they for reverse them. Because they even take over the government, not to say then they make cool, but then they control all things because of the huge resources where then they get. And I also for recognize it, in any situation, people and the way they make money. During the war, people they make money. During COVID, people they make money. During Ebola, people they make money. Any crisis situation, people and they with their own focus now. How will they make money on this?
Now, Doc, as you say, people are way they into drug. You know, at times can want to control the government or take over the government, not by coup but by the resources we then they get. And for Salone, we all know the names that we don't they attach to certain people. For Umar Sharif, we police say na in the Sabi, but the Netherlands government say na just Leidekers, then they look for. You know, you think say that particular person they or people where they do business with drug don't begin to take over government with the resources we make with the at this situation of drug in the country?
Well, I know go say so. I don't really talk about this particular individual and that Netherlands ask for an extradition. Government say they no sabi that person there, then they investigate, police they investigate, etc., etc. Okay, then a process. Now, controlling not just government, police, armed forces, all thing. When drugs business don't sit down in a country, look at the other country them. What do happen? Bolivia, Colombia, Boku country them. Then they basically take control. Then they begin get gang warfare. Where one drug lord one for take control of the drug trade. Other hand then they fight themselves. They see, then they kill people, then they treat. Gunfire, all kinds in police at some point not able for controller. Look waiting they happen na Haiti. All them kinds in. So at this point in time we need for take stock. The point where Mr. Victor Lansana make that we need for government Nigeria for providing leadership. Forget that people them. Let we really look at this issue and people and they will know waiting for do. You talk to them people in the psychiatric hospital, then go tell you waiting then to observe. I talked to one of them recently. Big woman there. Themselves down they take kush. Some of them they go check themselves in voluntarily where they for treat. Then when they go voluntarily, then they for treat them because they don't decide they want for come up on this thing. And the problem with kush, it's extremely addictive. Where you see you take them one time, whether are you willingly take them or whether then give you don't know it affect you. And for like come up and now it's extremely difficult. So now that all that make this one it different from the other drug them. Apart from the fact say one is so addictive and it also poisonous. As Mr. Lansan Kuma say, it affects your organs because na synthetic drug, not a natural drug like marijuana or even cocaine. The one in from natural products, then they make them. But this one, then these all kind of chemicals. Imagine formalin when they take for preserve the body. Go dig diamond bone na graveyard, crush them because they want the calcium. So all kinds of things. And the thing is, when kush begin for scam, it not be as dangerous as it be so now. Because now a lot of anaya then they make them. They not import kush so again, then they make anaya. Then they import some of the components we not in a salon. Then they find additional thing for put panam. And you know why it's so rampant now? Because it's cheap. It's cheap. So then when the way don't use for whether not smoke jamba or whatever, and in one for feel higher. Where is it take kush one and the kind where they get. So than the cheaper and the more effective. We know they realize what they do to them.
Continue for the waiting inside the program in Dr. Julius Spenser, in our first Minister of Information, as we there will look into the issue of kush and waiting government need for do profit against. We'll go for a break. When we come, we continue for look at more issues.
Inside this edition, we continue to look at the issue of kush na the country and things where government for continue for approach so that they go able to eradicate totally the country. We still get with studio guests them with we. On a continue for the with we as we look at one of the headline story outside the crime officer and the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Matthew Vanga, who say it not go take again the security sector go begin arrest and broke place them. Also, they sell kush. It took this inside one sensitization with the Security Council, NDLEA, and the National Public Health Agency go do on kush and other drug substances we don't become harmful to young people. And for more on this issue, let me listen to Karifa to Conte as a report.
The number of young men and women them when they use the dangerous drug when they call kush don't increase all over the country. Kush don't become one big problem when they destroy the life of plenty youths them, scatter family, and safely affect the peace and development in the country. For sake of this make the security sector, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the National Public Health Agency, and other body them don't begin do serious sensitization campaign for fight against the use of kush and other drug them.
Say no to kush, say no to tramadol, say no to Mali, say no to experts.
Inside this sensitization campaign, we begun at Regent's Road, Savo Street, and Schoolyard, also in some party side them, where they identify as kush zone. Also some community people been talk about how this kush drug don't affect them.
Me right some people I don't job so much. Don't tell them you go I don't spend all time. You don't jump back. You don't go. That's it. So they right up college. Sorry, Kushman. Right now. So I want to put over police station on the streets now. We say go make a play now. If first get someone can kill you, not everybody don't right now. Now they beg for the police say go fine.
It's not easy. This is the plan will begin the future, Papa. It's not easy. The one that want to sell them because they don't sell them, they don't buy. Now they follow. The one that want to sell them, when I help people, Papa. Pray, Mama. Let God bless now. This one that don't start show. Now we continue for we. Because we go with the for we and still be paying.
As this sensitization campaign, now one pan president being commitments for help tap the use of kush and other bad drug than a salon, make the crime officer, now the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Matthew Jabau Karim Vangau say, and go say again, the security sector will begin arrest and broke side them when they sell kush and other drug than the country.
As we can say, this now a day of grace. I mean, to all and somebody, the one them way they deal in drugs, the one way they supply, the one way they bring and come. For let them know say, this now the message for make them desist. After which now, when we are coming in full force. Let them get at the back of the mind say, we go for come in full scale operation. Whosoever we all let him know say, amen. Now court business. Well, the next come will get for come purely now on arrest and for demolish some of them makeshift side and way now they people and dwell they do this trade with they demolish them down and also whosoever when a collaborator in terms of this kush business we also arrest them as well.
This community sensitization campaign on kush and other drug them not just the happen at Freetown but go same way so do am na different chiefdom and districts them na the country with the clear message say no to kush and yes to life. For Radio Democracy, Mina Karifa to contest the reports.
From that report, the program Good Morning Salon, they continue inside this edition today with a look at the issue of kush from civil society perspective and also the social implication. We continue to talk to our studio guests. So they bring in Victor Lansana-Koroma, Executive Director, Health Alert. You don't talk about some of the system and structure them we're not in place. We make the country able to get a right for address the misuse of drug. As a CSO body, we're on the health sector for a long time. What do you think are some of the first approach them where the country for be done they put in place we for be make will not get to this stage?
Okay, so again, thank you very much. Just like we Dr. Spenser right they say, I think we're not going to get what you call a national plan, a national mobilization strategy going down to the least communities, because again like we say this thing we just face in Africa now a day, so we focus on Africa now. This thing don't go right down to community levels, right? Until communities are mobilized, until we get a national approach. And like we rightly say, our Dr. Sef Senaya, His Excellency the President get for lead that fight. This is a fight that you know afford for lose at all. You know why? Because he is on record. The president is on record for rebranding this nation at global level everywhere, right? What does that mean? All of those gains, all of those efforts we don't do. Some of we probably they travel small. We don't they benefit from some embassies the way we don't find it very difficult than the country where they go and that stuff. Then what does that mean? As a country, for let's saloon them image begin to go down. Neighbor countries there, like Liberia here, Guinea here, you name them. Then begin to look at the country and say, oh, Salon is center for drugs. That's bad. So that kind of image they now want for make perfect. And as a commander-in-chief, now Inge for take the lead for make sure say we see them now the front for, right? For fight this fight say enough is enough. We not go allow. And look, we must prosecute people because again, one of the things we can't do it without, even though at some point doctors say not for use some, but we can use some legal means. And I'm glad that the president don't establish, he don't make the chief justice don't establish a whole court, which is also good now. We want to see people really being prosecuted, people who being charged and prosecuted and convicted if at all they find them.
The emphasis from the implication where they show clearly now on the issue of drug among young people. Now, one again, where people will ask, you think that the president is well informed? He gets a clear fact on this whole situation.
So that again, those are the things. So much information is not coming to the president. Facts are not coming to him. Okay. The true picture is not being presented to him until when some corners don't begin shake. Then people then begin to understand. Say, oh, well, I think say it's about time that the president sit up and begin saying, now I think the way the image don't begin go now, me self as the president, I will be blamed. Why? Because the effort and everything I don't do, right? This morning I listened to the interview when he commend the UN agencies for support. Trust me, with all of them today, if this drug issue will not able to fight, all of those friends will go. All of those friends that will begin to look at the country and say, look, we are not serious, okay? Because we don't can invest in our countryside. Now young people, and they could say these are drug lost away. Then they use the young people for perpetrate anything they want to do, okay? And for all you know, and that's our worries. They even get a tendency for destabilize a whole nation, economically, socially, of course, the emotional aspect of it, and that is the worrisome part of it. Now, you can now get to that point. Say it's about time we get a national strategy, national plan. Then, above all, resources we must commit there. I think we don't overemphasize this, okay. But that is just the fact that we must commit resources and time for make sure say communities are brought on board, political parties are brought on board. This is not a political any political fight for say we want to make gain. No, we want to make points. This is not the point making issue. It's about national issue. It's a national crisis, and we must fight it nationally, okay, with everybody on board. You know, it's unfortunate you go Gloria Street by Lumley, you go 7, 8 o'clock, all of these areas, because I register with the drug enforcement, they say we go run after. The points are known. Guys, every night, go 7 o'clock, go Lumley, go Godrich, by those areas. You meet young people, 50, 60, 100, and lying there waiting for these drugs next. They know these points, right? So, without violating whatever rights, because again, we have to be very careful, because you always say police begin change, then we begin the all man now. Will not be involved, so that's another sensitive aspect of it. But again, if we not destroy all of these ports society together, families they do effort, they don't go rehabilitate, Usman. That person don't family don't do all the effort, they don't take care, they don't rehabilitate, and they don't come back. As long as that place they still exist, he has the tendency for go the back, okay, right? And when you go the back, what did they happen? Then they will mess up again. So again, that's also part of the point. Right. Locate those areas and make sure say at least we make sure say they don't exist.
Right. Now, Mr. Lansana, according to the publicity secretary for the APC party, he say people in our government official they not they tell the president the truth, and you mentioned that same way to say people are even within our government not they tell the president waiting is supposed for no. But again, we get people when a senior government official them, like the Speaker of Parliament. Msengepo Solomon Thomas say the way with the hype say Saloon name don't pull international, not also be. You think say Saloon still get that kind of good name there when it comes on this issue of drug?
So we also listen to how somebody at we a drug lord, where he gets Saloon passports, we get that information also. That one great information sent out. Now good image for the country, not a good image, particularly when this person is associated to drugs. So what we are saying here, I will not agree with the honorable say the country image. Even the ordinary person with the worker now streets, you ask them, they go tell you say, if I go Guinea, a colleague of mine left here then this year for make you go to Liberia, right? Checkpoints that we not ever expect, such we not ever go through. He left here and they communicate to me, say, I say Victor, he say, for Canada Liberia self now, it don't be serious deal. He said then they sacked on the boy, you bag everything. And he asked why. He said, well, we don't know Salon and not call drugs in this country again. That kind of stuff. So what is the honorable say? Right? I mean, we got to be honest enough. That is why we don't want to get to that level, right? And that's why we are now calling on this. I say the president must take leadership. Let avoid those comments when they come up from now, distraction, right? Now people will not want, I mean, the truth of this whole thing.
All right. So on the side of government as civil society, when I don't see the willingness for fight against Kush.
Yes, I think say the way I don't begin the I think the government is committed. I listen to the Minister of Information, what he talk. Of course, one fact we really see, and I appreciate that fact, instead admit say at some point government be don't slow small on his feet. No, he admits that, and I'll quote him directly. So I like that honesty. And so therefore, what are we saying here? We must now rebrand everything and go back. And that's why I'm saying His Excellency the President, maybe if people don't tell the truth, me, Victor Lansana Kroma, they tell the truth now, say he must lead this fight.
So in your words, President Bio leading is waiting exactly because already the Ministry of Health, the Public Health Emergency, the institution people in the where they appoint, where get their responsibility. Aside that, when you talk about President Bio taking leadership, what exactly you mean?
You know, say the institutions and everybody they look say, I mean, you ought to hear it from the Chinese University. We not get resources. We not get that. They have been established. They are there. Everybody look up to the presidency. Until the president approve, we get this together. So now we could say now, if that is the case, let the president take the leadership. When he take the leadership, the resources will come. My sister, it will come, and those institutions work because it will tax everybody for say, as far as we concerned, you wait for do this, you fail for do. This is the penalty we will get for go through. So once it don't put voice, now the daddy of the country, and everybody look out for her. So in this fight, I think say everybody don't look left, we don't look right, we think say now because nobody don't put voice it. Why are you voice?
But if you don't make a statement, you say declare
now action we want now.
Emergency.
Now action we want.
Okay.
Now action. This action now like what commander they say, Mr. say don't take me ammo, I don't take me weapon, I did at the forefront now in this fight and make us see that they left there. Now that kind of action now we want.
Okay, continue for the between name now Victor Lansana Kroma, Executive Director El Talat, where they gain a young point on the issue of Kush and waiting government for do. Inside the program now we they go for a break.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Aisatu, you know say this Christmas celebration are there for sweets, eh? Lifan gets one big surprise for all the loyal customers them.
Wait oh, not to that Lifan Christmas bonanza where they see all over the place you they talk about. I see them say where you buy any Lifan Okada for just 18,500 new leons, or them Lifan tricycle na any brand from Freetown to Kenema or Makeni, you they get one free raffle ticket for the grand draw will go happen live inside January.
Yes, so one bike equals to one ticket. The more you buy, the more tickets and chance you they get for win.
And the price them where I see them sweet oh, you can win 5 brand new Lifan Okada, 10 higher TVs, 10 Kovacs generators, 10 higher refrigerators, and 10 higher freezers.
A total of 45 lucky winners go win across the 3 branches. So make sure say you not left out at this promotion, yaso.
Go now, na the nearest Lifan branch na either Freetown at 24 Main Motor Road Congo Cross, or Kenema na 65 Hanger Road, or Makeni na 24 Lonsaro, or call the number 077 360 000 for buy you brand new Lifan motorbike for just 18,500 new leons, or you find Lifan tricycle and get ready for celebrate big this Christmas season.
Lifan Christmas Bonanza. Buy, win, and celebrate!
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue. From the break, we continue to talk to a studio guest, and we bring in Julius Spenser, we talk from the social perspective on the issue of Kush. You don't talk about how long this thing don't start and which we don't get wrong, anything's already happen now. But also, before something happen, there are reason or causes. In terms of the social reason them, which you will state out, where you will point at and say, these are some of the social issues there where the country allow for continue, we don't lead to this, whole issue they are about to in the issue of fighting Kush and other bad drug them.
Well, you get about five categories of things that they lead to rampant drug abuse. First, we can talk about economic and livelihood pressures. When people not get the economic resources, they not get proper livelihoods. You get young people then will not get hope for the future. They not see outside and they make a living. Despair begin for cancer. They're not able to look after themselves, and then they turn to drugs as a means of escape. That's not one.
Okay.
You get also issues like peer pressure, social identity, and urban pressure. Peer pressure, social identity. Now, people then they succumb to peer pressure. You come in the pan drugs, whether now whichever kind of drugs. Then now all the worker. Then he say, but try this. It gonna make you feel whatever. Well, if you sometimes you go resist, if you get strong, well, eventually sometimes you try them. Then you get this effect. Okay, you self want for belong. You say one for belong, you know, I let them say, but you not to, you know, we don't tell what they call, I say, you not square, you not dido, you know, you not to, you know, day in line. So people are one for day in line, so then say they do them. Both male and female. Then you get issues like trauma, mental health. I think, say, we don't forget, say we go through 11 years of war in this country, and we not ever really pay attention to what they can call post-traumatic stress. People then they where they suffer from them. Now you get people that will grow up during the war, you get people that were born after the war. During that war, they remember a lot of drug abuse take place among the not just the rebel themselves, even among regular military forces. Because you take whether in fact more hard drugs not to be jamba, they feel you make you get mind, you know. So they use them quite a bit. War done, then continue for use them and it spread. So you get then kind issues and the trauma. If people then go through trauma, not to just that war trauma, but people then be traumatized for whatever reason, and then they find escape. Something where go give them escape, something where they feel so go give them relief, and then they begin for take drugs. You get other issues as well. You get what you go call the law enforcement, weak law enforcement, etc. Then most people then they pay attention to. Then they self important. If you get a situation where we know they enforce the laws, people then they do things them as far as drug abuse concerned, but they turn a blind eye. We don't see situation where policemen themselves they pan drugs. We don't hear story them, then go do drug raids, even from the time when I just jamba, then go raid some side, catch jamba, instead of them destroy all, some man they keep some, instead they go sell. So you get all that kind of thing, and if the law enforcement not active and they enforce the law properly, they make it easier for the one way they deal in drugs, then continue for them. Then you get the issue of family, household, and community risk factors. You know, these days get a lot of single parents, young people them, particularly girl picking where they born picking them. And when you get a single parent, the ability for bring up the picking is limited. Then again, you get what you call, as far as me concerned, we don't get a total breakdown of parenting as alone. Parents are not they pay attention to what them picking and they do. They're boku parents them way if you ask them, say by 1 o'clock, you know what you picking they do now? It's supposed to be in a school. It actually then at school. Sometimes no. Now they check on at school. The picking they come on house where uniform go. You know they go. Sometimes they reach na school safe. It bends on side. It come on at school quick. It bends on side. Dip and all kinds of things. Even time picking them jump na street. Mama and papa know they pay attention. So you get all them kind of things, and if you not get proper parenting, girl picking go kind of house. He bring something, he bring money, can give mama, papa. He bring something where he don't buy. Nobody know they ask. Also, he pull the money. Nobody know they ask. Then self they glad they say the girl picking. You don't there for can with money now for can give it. So all them kind of thing and they day. And then the final thing, you get the final one when generally, when you take all them things and they together, now they make we don't do so with this today, because all them conditions then they exist in a salon. But so far, most people then they pay attention to the law enforcement. Yes, the law enforcement is important, but I can guarantee you, say if they arrest the one way they know now, if they don't know, say then find out, say then they pan drug, they import drugs and they sell drugs, then go destroy all the side, then young people and they gather. Can guarantee you, more people then go become big and sell drugs. Then go find other side for go gather. Why? Because the demand don't created. If not been law enforcement, they make country then solve drug abuse. America don't solve them. America now people and they die from drug abuse. So then self get synthetic drug, fentanyl. When they die, then self they die in a treat.
Now, Doc, before we take other material inside the program, why somebody can get the urge for continue for do the same thing like kush? Someone go tell you, I'm not able to left from now.
The doctor then go tell you, say, and I think Mr. Lance Anakoma mentioned him. And even yesterday, I think, say, the minister said mention him a bit. When you take the drug, addiction, na a physical thing, not to just human, a physical thing. It's something that affects your brain. Whether na alcohol addiction or whether na drug addiction or you get the one where they're addicted to a medication. A lot of people are waiting this tramadol. They don't make them for let people use it as drug. Now medicine, a painkiller, strong painkiller. But if you take them and you know they're under control situation, it gets a certain effect. You get people in way, in fact in America even get a huge class action lawsuit against some company when they produce certain painkiller will be addictive. Because when you take them, it reach a point you basically know they for do without them. You get for continue for the take them. And you they become addicted. This kush, the problem with kush is that it's more addictive than other drug them. Kush from way to there, you take them one time, it don't hook you.
So, in other words, you state America with all advancement and how much they are well developed, then still on the issue of fighting drugs. So for salon context from the social perspective side, is it that there is no solution to it at all?
The solution? Now for make we address them holistically. Let we recognize, as I don't say from the start, that today in a state of national crisis. When you don't reach a point where the number of young people already die, and the one that they know now, the one that they largely in Africa, it happen upline, as Mr. Goma say. It happen upline. It don't reach Nigerian village themselves. All the side and then they sell kush. So people then they die. Young people then mainly they die from kush. When you don't reach that point, we got to recognize this problem is big, not a small problem. This and you say begin na drug abuse, not to just kush. Kush na the latest form and the most addictive and the most dangerous. But other drugs and they so not for deal with all the issues that way they bring about the drug abuse. But a lot of them, not to think where they solve overnight. As Mr. Koma say, you get for go down to community level. We get for get national consensus. What you need for do, just like how we been do with Ebola. Ebola more than COVID. What you been do with Ebola. Community then chief them, village chief, then come with regulation, then in the monitor waiting they happen. We need for go down to that level. Let all man understand what's in the happen. We need for get a lot of education. Young people they need for be warned. The one they will not depend on yet. We need for alert them. Let them not get involved. Because when you see begin, it don't done. And the rehabilitation are just how you call it now? Yes, part of the solution in the sense that you can rehabilitate people them. But if you rehabilitate them, then the conditions will make them go pana not the same. Then they go back. Panam. So we need to address them holistically, as I say, on a national scale. And as Mr. Kumasi and as Ms. say, President need for lead the fight. I don't in a situation where I dinner
from behind or from front?
From the front.
Okay.
I don't in a war situation. I don't see where commander they lead from the front. Let General Kobe. They lead the man from the front. You know they sit down in the office, they give the order. 9 days before. And then they follow them. Because they realize, say, this we boss the day before, the day which we. Now, we see what happened with COVID. President, when you get a national crisis situation, you need for they update the public on a regular basis. Things then they will need for be done in terms of regular briefing of the public, action where government they take, let the public be informed, let all man know what's in the happen, and action will be taken, waiting everybody for do. That kind of leadership they now we need for this national crisis.
All right. Continue for the waiting inside the program, Dr. Julius Spenser, First Minister of Information, as we therefore look inside the issue of the drug and waiting government need for do for TAPAM.
The program, Good Morning Salon, they continue from there. Break the down and they listen to we they come over to we studio guest them as Ready Democracy get the second edition today of the issue of Kush, and today they look from the CSO perspective and that of the social implication. I they come over to you, Victor Lansana. You don't state some of the things that will lead to this and what should be done. But again, one thing we don't show clear that some of the institutions the way for work together as one. For begin try for address this issue, so it not go be like a environmental problem, especially where the body and dinner skit. We they see that they go look ahead at each other, that's of Freetown City Council and the Ministry of Local Government. If a proper coordination not there among the institution and therefore address this issue, what it go lead to in going forward?
So again, as we don't say, we really want for do this devoid of politics, and that the institutions need to come together as a team and look at, because everybody get your expertise. You know, bring your expertise on the table and assign responsibilities, right? And then follow up with resources. Now, we talk about a national plan. We talk about the national mobilization of resources, of communities, and expertise. Right? One funny thing about this country, the moment there is a crisis of this nature, some few people they think now, oh, what is the benefit me? I put on my pocket.
Well, see, Freetown City Council get the mandate for keep the city clean. Don't they do the work collecting the body? But again, objection come out from another government institution. Waiting this go lead to if there is no collaboration.
That was an unfortunate situation. Very, very unfortunate, because the way it happened, so not to say before it happened, right? All along, it has been the responsibility of Freetown City Council for pick up system when either abandoned or whatever situation there might be, but nobody knows on the area that kind of issue there. I think this whole thing just happened after the mayor gave figure, whether that figure has an evidence or not, but I think it's about human life. I don't feel say the mayor goes just imagine. Get an imagination, say we don't get 220 body that we don't pick. We're not death. Where in its sense, if the investigation say not correct, that's a big indictment, because now life they talk about here. But again, at the end of the day, if we end up for produce the evidence, what happened after the evidence, Salon people know you're Nati again. That they try for tell you say
Nati again for that.
Yeah, away from the minister, wait for don't respond back. I mean, the public be interested for no. You be say the mayor for you, they tag you. You be say the mayor for can't give evidence, this that request for postmortem and that kind of stuff. That in that kind of crisis, all this one, if you look at it, they really see how I mean some political undertone there or that, and that's the reason why some of us say no, enough will happen. So these are two institutions that where they seek the interest of the public, as the council, just as the ministry, right? And they're responsible.
Do we need political party then this time around?
Pardon?
Political party in the fight.
Of course, on the same issue, on the same push.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody want to make a political point. Everybody want to say, oh yes, not what we do. And they want to do. Now a blame game.
Okay.
That's the unfortunate part of it. Now make we condemn that and we continue for condemn that. Anybody want for bring politics in this thing. And again, how we will solve that? I don't talk say the president must take the lead. Now by taking the lead means we want to see His Excellency the President for say, okay, you know what? I invite and what's the invite, not to just open invitation. If we make a power to everybody for say that for day, then the public they see that for say yes, APC day side, PNDC day, C4C day, everybody, all political parties. So everyone will get your own stake and give them responsibility. Because don't forget, the president is on record for human capital development. No, so these are not words no more way they preach. What is human capital development? And the people with human capital development hinge on, not the young people, not they die so. So how are we going to succeed human capital development? How are we going to achieve even the free quality? Now, Tramadol begin going to the primary schools and secondary schools. Tramadol, you know what that means? Now the drug is chasing young people in the schools.
Okay.
So go begin here. Is that what we are waiting for? Or go begin here and say 5 people don't collapse the class because Tramadol they don't overdose the drug. Now is that what we are waiting for? Right? Because the schools they don't begin to borrow that. So now we are not talking of community. We are talking about schools now. Drugs going into schools.
Okay.
Right. So until we get a national plan, a national action, a national resources, everybody come. Not to we go condemn anyone, we go fix this that time is for make money for himself. Right? Because that's some people in the wait. Then they wait say, okay, when I give it, when they go sit down at one corner, they say we don't do sensitization. Right? And can we give food the public? That's not what we are looking for. We look for a situation where people honest, sincere, the car, Dr. Spenser said during Ebola, we saw people, we saw resources, we saw vehicles, we saw people in the mobilized and everything. Communities, chiefs, right? Traditional leaders, they all come on board. Okay. And the resources must be distributed everywhere, not to the hands of few people put in a pocket cancer back to the Fed push.
Okay, Victor Lansana Koma, Executive Director El Talat, continue for the retreat. Over to you quickly, Julius Spenser, First Minister of Information. From your observation, you think say the institution the way for the play the role gradually and begin address this issue bit by bit, don't they work as expected?
Well, I know. Think so.
Okay.
I think say when government set up the public health agency and then president declare a national emergency and set up a task force, I believe say people then just relax and they wait for the one and they for solve the problem. But it's how don't reach so now, whether not task force or whether not waiting drug law enforcement agency or police or none of them know if we solve them on their own. If we not mobilize, I continue to refer to Ebola because I've been involved. And I know waiting been they happen at the start. I know how people have been they react, how people have not been they agree for do waiting and supposed for do. Until mobilization take place at community level. When right down there, then understand waiting at the thing and then self-mobilize, then come up with strategies, for example, dignified burial, address the cultural issues. Now we begin see headway and the face.
So in other words, if you are asked to be involved and make sure say you are a part of the fight, you willing, as Julius Spenser, in the role where you played the last time by Ebola?
It's up to you. Throughout my life, are willing for assist.
Okay.
As long as you get for do national development and national issues. But the stage where I don't now in my life, I know they go put myself any side where I they go mix pan plaba, or I go for begin to argue with anybody, or anybody they go put me at risk.
Okay.
I prefer sit down quiet in my corner. I go talk, I not go left for talk. Then I go talk, and I go share my ideas as long as people are ready for listening. So I say again, this is a national crisis.
Okay.
We need to mobilize like how mobilize for Ebola, and I support Victor Lance and Akoma. President need for take leadership. He need for day before. Because now president, now we vote for. Whether you vote for President Bio, you not vote for Amo. If President Bio grab say they go now the heartland of APC crowd together. Because people they want to see him, they want to hear from him. So whether now opposition say you, whether you agree with what they do, you not agree to now president. So now in all man they look up to, and he need for day before. Let all man recognize it. The only one the way they make politics where one for fed themselves, now get for putting foot down and say this now this go do for waka. Okay. But he not go for do that if himself not get clarity. So me believe say at this point in time we need some kind of national consultation for come up with the strategy, the action plan we will need for use for fetch this thing. Otherwise, this thing you know they left with just now.
Okay, Julius Spenser continue for the with the former Minister of Information. The program Good Morning Salon. The program Good Morning Salon they continue, and now we'll take some message we una don't send on the issue that we'll look at. Usman.
This one say thanks very much to this two studio guests for the message this morning.
This other message is say indeed leadership should be seen and shown clearly by His Excellency President Julius Bio. The issue about the Kush fight goes beyond institutions who are responsible. This other message again from Abubakar Rashid is say to address it by enforcing the law enforcement bodies should step up. If not, the drug pushers overcome the law enforcement bodies.
This one from Saltec is say, Dr. Spenser, please help with some solutions. Stop to compare America and Salon. America is far ahead of us.
This other one again from my Facebook page where Abubakar Rashid sent say, Dr. Spenser, as one of those who stood up against the junta, please stand up against the fight on this trouble that hangs over the nation. If not, there will be no more youth in the country.
This one again say, good morning, please come and understand. Good morning, please come and... Okay, this one not too clear.
This other person say, Radio Democrats, we are glad to have you guys back on live streaming. Thank you.
Alright, this other one say, Congo Cross Bridge, if you go there now, youth then lead all like fish.
This other message say, I don't think those who are in authority are much aware of the havoc or the dangers this old kush and other drugs are causing among youth, but maybe they are aware if they are directly affected.
This one say, let's start with Guinea Saga and investigate that. Government is handpicking the investigation of kush.
From Mystic Nadwazak, they say, if kush and tramadol are not available, will the victim take them? The answer is no. Enforcement is really lacking in the fight against drug abuse in Sierra Leone.
This other one from Emmanuel is say, thanks very much, Radio Democracy. I miss you so much from last week to this week. Alright, we are back.
Another one in the last one we will take for now. They say government is saying this is a national fight, but they are not giving the space and chance for other people to be on board to give their own idea or suggestion.
This one say from Sugarcane say this is not about a political party fight but a national fight. Stop the blame game. I come across a video on social media of one of SLPP bloggers blaming the APC that they are the one coming with kush in the country. This is not what we need at this time.
Okay, because of time, we'll stop here for now and come over to his studio guest them for respond. I start with you, Dr. Julius Spenser, for respond to some of the messages we don't come.
Well, I think somebody mentioned, let me not compare Salon with America. I not compare Salon with America. The point where they make is that even if America, with all the resources, all the might, military, etc., they're not able to stop drug abuse because they don't sit down at the country. And if not been law enforcement, not the only solution, then go don't solve them. Now that point there they make, if we approach them purely from a law enforcement perspective, we're not able to solve the problem. We need to address the issues then where they lead people them into drug abuse. Law enforcement are one of the things that we need to take seriously and enforce and do which we need to do with them, but other things and they will need to address as well. Because I say again, if we arrest all the one them with now, they do and push business. We destroy all the side there, people and they go get up for smoke kush. More people then go inside the kush business for the seller and then go find other side for go get her. Why? Because as long as demand day, supply go find way for reach them. America and look America now, then they attack boats then at sea, say then a drug smuggler them. Without any real evidence. Then they kill people in sea. That don't stop the drug abuse in America. No. People in the die in treat in America as well from fentanyl. Then they overdose. So until we recognize everybody, young people them, we're not on the drug abuse yet. We for reach them and get them to understand the danger and let them avoid them. Okay. The one that don't depend them, we try for rehabilitate them. The society, parents, they pay attention to what them picking and they do. Community, they pay attention. Community, they monitor what young people and they do. Then they check out to side and drug, then they sell drugs. Then they report to police, everybody involved. Until we do that day, we know they for solve this problem. Now the point that they make, it for be a national approach. Politics not for the inside. Because Ebola, all man put on day. Bio been there in opposition, but he involve himself. And desensitization. If the political party they address their own people, them get them for understand what you need for be done, no man come on board, we they for solve the problem. But if we make they blame game, now this will go depend, we all go suffer.
Alright, plenty thank you for joining inside the program, Dr. Julius Spenser, First Minister of Information. Over to you, Mr. Koma. You get some messages that we can inside the program quickly.
Yeah, so the message they just emphasize that we need for mobilize people, everybody, the drivers union, because they see transporters them. The drug no get food for conveyor go upline. The drivers union they go down. You know that was through their agents them. So we need forget all them keke, motorbikes, and all them people in the political party, traditional leaders. We need them all on board. Let them all be part of the pot. Of course, we will also establish a hotline, an emergency hotline, where again, like how we do during Ebola or Corona, who say if somebody suspects, say actually, because again, plenty time, research also say, now every community, somebody they will know at least 1 or 2 person where they do either drugs or in the transport or whatever it is. So let the public be aware. I think we need to step up the awareness level so that even around the community, if we not say people, then they, although yes, to some point, doctor, they say, not to agree, say if we destroy. But again, they say kill dog, na dog in here, for they no say die, they not so. Do certain actions. I think some actions need to be taken. It don't necessarily mean to say something again for destroy them, but sometimes if you prohibit them, it will cause some limitations more because we do not get any point of gathering any longer, right? Then when they do that wrong, right? And then patrol them, they, even though against allegations, they say most of the officers there, they involved because again, when you talk about enforcement, you forbid the brighter example. Okay, so all of them, the open hotline, emergency hotline. We can establish that for people for call, right? Say, hey, I see some thing they happen here or some transaction where I don't do satisfied. Police can go there quick and at least maybe just try to clarify that. If you do now run, I think we'll depend on the and succeed small. That way will reduce the thing small. But again, as still they say, the president for take the lead.
Okay.
Make it not depend on the one that way they can't get information. Most of the information we get, some are not truthful, right? So you take the lead, and then from there now, whoever no one follow, you go follow because at the end of the day, you know say yes. One of the people that will be done.
So waiting health alerts don't they do, or waiting go be on your role?
Well, advocacy be done. You know, say when as health institutions, they will done in all of this community all the while, bring in traditional leaders, bring in local councils, them with inform and educate them because we look at the health aspects, the effect of kush. We don't do a lot of trainings there.
Okay.
Recently, we've been trained media people there around that. So we don't do we own, but of course, it can't work without resources. We don't say let them invite health alert, but we are always there and we'll be willing to be part of this because it's part of our. I mean, we're advocacy work. We don't do over the time.
Okay, plenty thank you to you, Victor Lansana-Kroma, Executive Director, El Talat. We can talk from the civil society perspective on the issue of coach. Also, Dr. Julius Spenser, First Minister of Information. We talk from the social aspect of coach. Plenty thank you to Onaltona Biwi guest inside this edition of the program. Good morning, Salon.
When I have the curtain of the program, good morning, Salon.